Do you ever feel like you missed out on something? Seems the world is opening up again now that COVID isn't as prominent. And this is good news if you enjoy traveling as much as me. A little more than 2 years ago, I had made the decision to pack up my life and move to Australia. I had so many plans surrounding how to make fun little travel videos like this one where I went bungee jumping in New Zealand. However, this was not to be the case for very long due to COVID. I ended up having to buy a ticket home, and I really felt like I missed out on an opportunity that doesn't come along very often. Hi, I'm Liam Saddleberger, and this is my do-over. So I returned home, and I realized that as much as I wanted to create videos and travel content, there were a lot of tools and skills that I needed to develop before I was going to be able to do that properly. And that's what I set out to do. I've been studying Premiere and Adobe Photoshop at a community college in the Valley, and I even took a storytelling course by Casey Neistat. Really started to enjoy it. And as I'm chugging along halfway through the semester, I get a call from my grandmother, and she said, "Hey kiddo, I've got a Verbo booked in Florence, Italy. If you can get your butt out there, you can stay with me." And I saw this as an opportunity to kind of finish something I started that was interrupted by COVID. And as I'm sure any of us would do, I purchased a ticket that takes me around the world and stops in over 6 different countries. I'm starting out in Phoenix, and I'll end up taking a connecting flight to Frankfurt, and then a train into Switzerland. I do have a few things planned for that, so stick around and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos. After a couple days in Switzerland, I'll be taking a high-speed train to Italy to meet up with Grandma. She's an accomplished photographer, so we'll be running around taking photos all over Florence. Be sure to check back for some POV photography videos. Next, it's off to France. I won't be there for very long, but at least I'll get a stamp in my passport. Then the long-haul flight to another layover in Singapore. I hear that the airport in Singapore is ridiculous. Finally, ending up in Sydney, Australia for a few weeks to catch up with some old friends. To finish up the trip, I'll end in Hawaii for half a day. Super excited to try Hello Udon. Finally, the last layover in LA on the way back to Phoenix, where I started. The entire trip is planned to last 31 days, with most of my time being spent in Australia. A lot is not set in stone yet, but expect some videos on the Jenolan Caves and the Australia Zoo that's owned by Steve Irwin's family, along with a few other POV photography videos from each country and a couple other surprises I don't want to spoil. If you want to follow along, hit the subscribe button and check out the gear I'll be taking in this video over here. Safe travels!